Hey guys, it's Challenger Doglightning here with a preseason Neeko guide. Don't worry, this will be a very informal guide. I will be doing a full guide right at the end of preseason before the regular season starts. This is just my thoughts so far because people are asking about it. So to start off, we'll go through runes, then items, and then yeah, we'll see where it heads from then. So for starting with runes, I am going to say that Glacial right now, it's probably going to get nerfed, but at the start of preseason right now, Glacial seems to just be really OP on anyone who can abuse it. So I've been using Glacial a lot. It's not that good into champions who have dashes in the bot lane, because obviously it's hard to hit your lane route, but as soon as you get to team fighting and stuff, it's really good. It reduces the damage that your allies take by 15%, and the slows make it hard for people to get out of your ultimate. It's basically like an AoE exhaust in the middle of a team fight, and it's kind of insane. So this is the page that I've been trying to run as much as possible because I think it's just really OP right now. Glacial, I take Hex Flash because, you know, I like to do those Hex Flash tricks, but you can also take Stopwatch if that's not your jazz. Free Biscuits, and then I go for Cosmic Insight for reduced cooldown on my Flash. And then for secondaries, I've been running Zombie Ward and Relentless Hunter. If my team has a front line and I just need to be doing DPS, I've been going this. If my team has no front line whatsoever, I've been doing an Even Shroud build, as you know from before, where I go like this so I can scale and be a bit tankier. So depending if my team has front line or not, I'll go either damage or defensive scaling. On the same side, I've also been playing around with First Strike. My opinions on First Strike: I do not think this rune is OP, and I do not think this rune is that good, but it does have a place. This rune is only good into lanes where you are not going to be getting poked very easily. So you don't want to be running this into usually enchanters or mage supports. You usually want to run this into tank supports because you outrange them and it's easy for you to proc. And you usually don't want to play this versus poke ADCs like Misfortune, Caitlyn, and stuff like that. You want to play it versus like Vayne, Kai'Sa. So if they have like a Kai'Sa and like a Leona lane, this is pretty good. And I usually use this to curve into an early Rocket Belt. So that's what I've been looking at with it. Rocket Belt's really good with it because you can proc your Rocket Belt to hit them to make sure you always get in combat first and start generating more gold. So I've been using this with Rocket Belt, and I've been using Even Shroud with Everfrost and with Even Shroud, but I'll get more into items later. Let's just quickly finish up the runes. Finally, we have the Domination Tree. As always, this rune page is still just always really good, right? You can go this rune page for scaling and to do damage and stuff with Rocket Belt, and really good. Or you can go Predator for engaging, really good too. But you know, it's preseason. I ran this all last season, so I've been kind of just sticking with these for now because it's more fun. So yeah, let's head on to the items now. A big transition. Okay, so now for the items. But before we get into the items, really quickly, just would like to ask you guys to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and to let you guys know that for the next 10 weeks, I will be uploading one guide a week for Season 12, updating on all my champions that I play, like Seraphine, Talia support, Vex support, Ivern, Zac, etc., all that stuff. So like, comment, subscribe if you want to see that. But now back to the items. So basically, for the items, so this season we are so spoiled as Neeko support, it's crazy. We have so many new items. So I'll start off actually with an item that I don't think is that good, just to start off the talk, as the Clown of the Satyr Queen. I don't think this item's not good on other champs. I don't think this item's good on Neeko. So this item requires you not to get poked out, or else you lose the shield. The problem is Neeko's range is very low, and champions who are outside your range can easily, and Ashe can throw a W, breaks it, right? Yumi shoots her Q in, breaks it. Misfortune puts her E down, breaks it. Because of Neeko's low range, this item becomes a very bad item to run on her, because of the fact that you're just going to get outranged. The only situation I think this item could be okay is if the enemy team is all melees, right? If you have like a Zed jungle, Echo mid, Riven top, you have like a Kai'Sa ADC with like a Leona support, right? All low range champions, this item could be okay, but that's a very niche situation, so I don't think this item's very good. Now for the good items. So this season we have, in my opinion, 3 mythics that are really good to run. We have the new cheap Everfrost, we have Rocket Belt, and we also have Even Shroud. On top of that, still viable, but a little bit more niche, you can still run Shirelias or Locket in the right situation. So let's start off with these Mage Mythics to start off, right? Yeah. So, to start off, Rocket Belt. Same as always, it's a great item. You can use it to ulti, and then Rocket Belt so that you can hit your ulti on people, or you can combo it with your flash to hit a big flash Rocket Belt. So yeah, you can go ulti and then you can flash Rocket Belt, right? So still a great item. For the most part, you want to combo this with Electrocute or First Strike, but primarily First Strike. The cool thing about First Strike is it gets you extra gold. So this is actually the most expensive mythic you can run, right? 3,200 gold compared to 2,800 gold and 2,500 gold. So this is expensive, which means it actually combos really well with First Strike, because you get extra gold gen from First Strike, so you can get this item quicker, and so you're not falling behind in terms of gold. Another cool thing is First Strike requires you to hit the enemy first before they hit you, so you can actually use this to extend your range. So I can go from here and I can hit that into my combo, right? And that Rocket Belt will make sure that I'm in combat with them first, so it has really high synergy with First Strike. On top of that, it also has a really good build path in my opinion. Now it builds from a Ruby Crystal, so it gives a little less damage, but I'll tell you why this is actually good. The item lost 15 AP, it used to give 40, now it gives 25. It lost 15 AP and gains 150. Well, as you can see, 20 AP is worth 435 gold, right? And 150 HP is worth 400. This item only lost 15 AP to gain 400 health. That is an amazing trade in terms of gold value. So this is actually just a more gold efficient item. It's great because you can actually get HP early and still get this item. I'm a big fan of this build path, but yeah, Rocket Belt's really good. To move on, now we got Everfrost. So Everfrost, I've never been a fan of this item on Neeko. I don't like the build path. I hate getting a lost chapter early in lane. Like that 300 mana is kind of waste on Neeko, and like the passive is kind of waste. And like you're upgrading basically 2 of these to just get 10 CDR. I've never really liked this, but it's now a cheap item on Neeko where it's actually not bad. To be honest, I've tried running it a couple times and I feel like I would just rather run Even Shroud all the time, but that's just me with my personal bias. This item is great. You can use it to root, ulti, Everfrost so they can't get out of your ult and guarantee land it. This is amazing to make sure you can guarantee land ulti every single time. You root, ult, Everfrost, they can't get out of your ulti and you're guaranteed to hit it. So this is a very, very, very good item on Neeko. Don't get me wrong. The reason I don't like it is because I feel like I'm just super squishy, especially in my elo. I'm super, like Rocket Belt, yeah, I'm squishy, but you're playing from really far away from the enemy and you're looking for a big flash ulti angle. This, it's kind of like I'm super squishy and I need to get in close to my ally enemies and stuff, so I'm not a huge fan of it, but this is amazing item, so this is definitely top tier with Rocket Belt. And then now for my favorite item of the preseason is Even Shroud. This item is insane. It increases the damage you and your allies do by 12% whenever you hit a root. So I hit a root, Q, ulti, and that person is just taking 12% increased damage from everything. For a quick example, I can show you just really quickly in terms of damage what it does. So I can go here and I can go root, ulti, Q, alto, right? So I used all my spells once. I did 813 damage. So let's compare that to something else like a Shirelia's. So 813 damage compared to, same thing, we can go for an ulti, E, Q, auto attack, 862. So this item that gives no AP only did about 50 less damage. It only did 50 less damage than Shirelia's. But what you have to remember is it increases the damage of not just you, but your whole team. So it's actually really, really good. And it makes you tanky because it gives you resistances. I've been loving this this item, honestly. You probably want to combo this with Predator realistically, but I've been comboing it with Glacial right now because I think the rune's kind of OP. But yeah, this is my favorite item of the preseason for sure, and I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, give it a try if you wanted more tanky build but able to help your teammates do damage. By the end of the game, I'm doing like 3,000 to 4,000 damage, really good. And then quickly between these, Shirelia is still a great option if you just want, you're trying to look for an engage item, but Rocket Belt's too expensive because you fell behind. You still got this. You can W Shirelia's and go for an ulti. It's still pretty good. You can power your allies. Not as good as the other items, but it still's got its place. And Locket, yes, I think even Shroud is way better because you do damage, but if you're facing a Karthus or you're facing Fiddlesticks, Kennen with these big AoE ultimates, giving an AoE shield and resist is really good. Or if the enemy team has a bunch of assassins and you have a hyper carry ADC and you just want to keep them alive in team fights, again, giving them a shield and resistances can be really good. So that's what I think about that. Okay, I don't want this video to drag on too long, so I'll just quickly now talk about the final piece of the puzzle is the Mage Items. So obviously, Zhonya's second item almost every game is really good. This item is just top tier on Neeko because of the fact that you can ulti and then you can Zhonya's, right, and not get killed. Or you can ulti and then after the ulti lands, you can ulti and then after the ulti lands, out of it, Zhonya's. Either way, Zhonya's is top tier always. Then after that, for your third item, it's a mix-up. You know, if your team needs anti-heal, you can get Morello's. If your team wants more damage and you just want some straight-up pen, you can go for Void Staff. Although, to be honest, I think Shadow Flame might be better as an item. Unless their team, if you're the only AP, I don't know, if you're the only AP, they shouldn't be stacking MR. If they're stacking MR, you're going to want Void Staff. If they're not stacking MR, Shadow Flame's probably better because it gives you 200 HP. And HP is a great stat on Neeko in terms of your penetration item later. Horizon Focus, not a huge fan of this item, but you can get it if you want. It has a better build path, to be honest, than Shadow Flame. So if you find yourself after buying the this component, if you back and you don't have enough for a needlessly large rod, you can always go into the Fiendish Codex, into Horizon Focus, whatever floats your boat. And for magic resist item, there's Banshees, which is always decent, but I've never been a fan of this item because it doesn't give HP, and I feel like I'm not actually, like, if you're buying this, it's because you want to be not dying. I feel like it doesn't help you that much for that, but it is what it is. It's probably your best magic resist option right now because Abyssal Mask is not the same item as it used to be, so you can get Abyssal Mask now as your magic resist item. It gives an AoE aura that reduces the enemy's magic resist, so it does give you extra damage. If you're going for an ulti, see they have that symbol, right? In that combo right there, they took an extra 102 damage from my abilities because of it, so it's still an okay option, but to be honest, this item I think is only good if the enemy has a lot of magic damage because you need magic resist, and your team has a lot of magic damage. So what this item does is it puts an AoE aura that reduces everyone's MR. So if you're the only AP on your team, it's not that useful, but if you have, like, you know, an AP mid and AP jungle, and you have this aura on them that reduces their MR, now you're getting a lot of damage options. So if your team and enemy team's high MR, or magic damage, Abyssal Mask is good. If not, you probably just want to be filling this slot in with a Banshees. Just quickly scan to see if there's any other items I missed. Oh yeah, I've been really liking Demonic Embrace now. So like I said, how it feels like I don't have a good, like, tanky item here because, you know, Abyssal Mask isn't always that great. I've been kind of just filling in third item Demonic Embrace every now and then because it gives really good HP. I like to just, like, usually at this point, right, you have your control wards, right? And you have your boots. You only have one slot left. So it's like, what can I buy in this slot that's going to make me really tanky, right? Well, if you go for a Banshees, right, like, it's not going to make you that tanky, right? That's not going to make you that tanky, right? Like, I want to get kind of tanky. And I've been kind of liking this because getting a fat 350 HP in this slot and then just sitting and waiting till you can finish it feels really good because I just, like, I still don't have that much HP, right? I just want to be able to, like, not die when I go for my combo. So yeah, these are my opinions on the stuff. Shout out to Ave from the Discord who wanted a shout out on the video. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Again, I'm going to be uploading on Fridays once a week new guides. I'm thinking maybe a Nivea first every Friday until I've done all my champions. I have about 10 guides to do, so about 10 weeks of guides, I would say. And right before the season starts, I'm going to do a revision of this guide, except it's going to be a lot less rushed and a lot better. This is just, like, my first thoughts on preseason. All of this is subject to change. There's probably going to be a next patch. It's probably all going to get changed. So, yeah, get ready for preseason. Have fun. Tell me what your favorite item is, what your favorite rune is. And as always, have fun. Don't be toxic, and see you guys.